that takes us right into the topic of return. And I know that you have described YouTube as a long game strategy, but I'm sure that our listeners are curious about the response. Tell us about your subscribers, the way you track engagement. Tell us about the value that you're getting for that investment.
Coming from an advertising background, I see a lot of value in branding and name recognition. And I understand ROI, and certainly we all want that return on investment where we can see it in a dollar format. But part of what I feel I have to do as a new agent, especially in a city like Washington and in a neighborhood like Georgetown, where there are a lot of known people, a lot of people who've been in the business for a long time, I need name recognition. So branding to me is very important. And then there are also people who are moving to Washington who aren't here, and they're coming from all over, as you can imagine. I mean, we are such an international city, right? World Bank, IMF, State Department, military. And so those people may not know an agent here. And so that's one way that I can reach those people. So over the last 30 days, after I've started this luxury, I've seen my subscribers increase. I've seen my watch time increase. And all of the videos I've done so far in the series have landed in the top 10 of video views. And then part of what is great about YouTube as well is Google starts to put my videos when people start searching for different keywords. So that's part of the long range goal too, is that if I keep using the same tags, hashtags, keywords inside my videos, that Google will start to say, here's the answer when you Google luxury real estate, Washington, D.C., that they will serve up my video in the search content. So that's part of where we're going with it.
Excellent. And we're talking about this in the context of positioning yourself to win more luxury listings. So absolutely, that branding, that name recognition is crucial.
And here's the other thing, not to cut you off, Tammy, sorry, but here's the other thing that I think it's important for. And I mentioned this earlier, it's sort of this validation, right? That we know what we're talking about. And one of the ways that I use these videos as well is inside of other marketing pieces. So a client will call me and say, let's talk about a condo versus a co-op, or let's talk about the Georgetown market. And I can give them an explanation on the phone. And then I can say, follow up with an email. Our conversation was great. Watch this video if you want to know more. And then I also use the videos in my email newsletters. And to clients I haven't met, someone the other day asked me about, condo versus co-op. That's a common question. And so I have a video on that. So that's other ways that you can leverage that versus just looking at subscribers or people who comment on your video on YouTube. And then again, hiring the editor, I've been able to take those, and she's starting to cut those down.
Sure.
Into reels, which we all know is important. On Instagram, we take and create a story so that links back to YouTube. And then I just started a TikTok account. So we've been taking snippets and putting them there as well. So then all of that will start working together.
Oh, I can't wait to watch that evolve. So let's talk a little bit about content. So we're starting with this luxury market report, which is all about the data and understanding the market. So tell us about what nuggets of that information did you find valuable in terms of positioning yourself with that market knowledge?
One of the things that we have to first start with is, what is a luxury property? And that's something people are curious about. They'll see a $10 million home, but luxury starts at a different position in every market, right?
You bet.
Explaining that is the top 10% of any given market. There's an education nugget. It sort of puts a parameter around it for people as they think about it. And then the other nugget that I thought was so fascinating in the report was this growth of wealth that we saw. So I think the statistic, I'll try to get it right, is the number of people with a net worth of 5 million plus increased to 3.6 million people. And it was over a 19% jump.
Yeah.
And the year prior, it was only about a 2.2% jump. So
That's right.
that's a huge indicator of what happened in the luxury space and who could be in that luxury space, right? I thought that was really sort of an interesting fact to see how much wealth had been acquired over the last couple of years as we looked back over what we had seen. And then there were a lot of things that I think a lot of us knew, but it's fun to talk about in terms of space. There was this fleeing from cities at the beginning, and some people screamed New York is dead. New Yorkers knew New York wasn't dead, but but that created a great opportunity for the investor, and even the investor in the luxury space. Come back into New York early, get the properties that I want, and then I've set my portfolio up for the future, right? So
Absolutely.
those kinds of things were interesting. And then looking at how the luxury market went as it related to even how the luxury buyer was buying anything. Everybody had to move online. And that was something, if you go back years and years ago, there's a great book about how Gilt was started and how they had to convince Zach Posen and some other designers to discount, their brand. And so shopping online and thinking about that online was something that everybody had to get on board with during the last couple of years. And real estate was no different. I had actually sold homes online with my client on the other end of a video call before COVID. And so that skill set was already there, but it was something that moved into a lot of agents' purview and even a lot of buyers' purview. And without the ability to travel everywhere, luxury buyers had to look to do it that way. They had to buy their next home, their second home, or even what may become their first home as their lifestyle changed with COVID. So we had to look at that and how do we provide that service as well. So thinking about it from a total experience of making things.
Absolutely.